So it is July 1st, around noonish-ish. I've been on the road since Wednesday. We drove all the way up to Canada and drove the WABDR trail, which is an off-road trail that goes from Canada to Oregon with no pavement. It's all back roads and off-road driving. And it was kind of a test run for us to test our skills for more of a long-haul type of a trip. Rebecca met with us on Friday morning. It was an absolute blast. We had an amazing time. We did not finish the trail. We made it about halfway just because we had encountered some obstacles that most people bypass. We didn't. We just decided to go through them and make them passable for other people. And it was incredible. We met some absolutely amazing people.
Some of the coolest people ever.
Yeah, which is what this is about. It's about meeting people in an interesting way, because obviously the goal is to just get out and not be around people. But when you do meet people, you just get this camaraderie. I mean, we were on a trail, we were on a cliffside that had been washed out. The group of us cut down a tree and laid it across the washout and then filled it with boulders and rocks that we pushed off the hillside to make the trail passable. In that time, we had 4 trucks follow up behind us just to check out the same thing, and they saw us working on the trail, so they came out and helped. It took us about 4 hours, and we made this washout on the cliffside passable. Even so much for a dually to get by, which is absolutely amazing. Props to you, Nat. That's you earned your stripes on that one. But the cool thing after that is it was like we just became this band of brothers, and it wasn't even a question. We just all went and camped together that night. You know, it wasn't even a whole, hey, are you camping here? It wasn't anything weird. It was just we all hooked up, and we shared food, told stories. It was an absolute blast. Yeah. It was one of the funnest things I've ever done. Just people we've never met before. We didn't even learn each other's names until this morning.
When we were exchanging numbers, so we could exchange pictures.
So, sorry, that was kind of a tangent, but so that was cool, and that's what this is about. That was a blast. We're leaving with full hearts after, even though we didn't complete the trail, we'll have to finish another time. But we learned a lot of things about what we need to do. First thing is frickin' dirt, man.
It's so gross.
Oh my god. So it's dry out, and it's just absolutely
everywhere.
In fact, you gotta see how dirty this is. So that's the truck. Yeah, it's just covered. And we were being gentle. We weren't doing anything stupid. Well, some might beg to differ, and it's just filthy inside of here. If you can see the dirt, look at that. If you can see that dirt, absolutely terrible. So the Dempster Highway is how long is it? Like 1,400 miles? It's a freaking long ways on a dirt road. So, yes. So we need to control the dirt situation. We need to make sure the seals are tight, and we're taking her car, which has AC, if we need it, since we're in the Arctic Circle. But it's just, gotta keep those windows closed, and just gotta stay clean. We're gonna, hopefully, I got an air compressor we're gonna run in her car, so we can, with an air reservoir tank, so we can blow out the inside of the car, just to keep things as clean as possible, blow ourselves off.
In just a few days, it's beyond disgusting, so I can't even imagine what 2 weeks is going to be like.
Oh, yeah, so...
It's going to be so bad.
And the other thing is hygiene. Most of our trips are pretty short trips, a couple days. We've done a couple long trips, but in those long trips, there's always been somewhere we could have stopped and showered and stuff like that. That wasn't the case on this trip. We're at the river right now. This is the first time we've seen water since Wednesday, or been on water since Wednesday. We're freaking dirty. I basically showered in the sink at a gas station yesterday because my hair was so gritty. It was disgusting. So we're going to bring a shower system. I haven't figured that out yet, but that's a huge deal. And running water is a huge deal as far as dishes. Because that's the one thing I started getting really annoyed coming today. I was getting sick of cooking. Not because cooking's hard, but cleaning is a pain in the ass when you don't have when we do this overlanding stuff. The goal is to have the truck torn down and ready to go in a half an hour from when you say ready, set, go. And when you do that, you can't like have big awnings or big 10 by 10s up with tables and lavish kitchenettes. You know, everything's in the back of the truck. So doing dishes is complicated. We got to figure that out. We got to make something easy as far as food prep and dishes. There's a lot of things that we've talked about, but that's basically, I'm saying this on tape so I don't forget when it comes time to do it, and we don't pay attention to that whole concept, because I mean, it takes just as long to wash dishes as it does to set up the rest of the camp. So if you're cooking stuff, the problem that we have is we could do simple stuff, but I'm a food nerd and I like nice food, so I'm just going to have to make this work, or just get used to the fact that I'm
eat simpler food.
There's
always that.
It's not happening. I'd rather do something more elaborate than eat simpler food. So, anything you want to add to that?
No, I'm so tired.
Yeah, it's been a long week.
Yesterday was rough.
Yesterday was rough. I can't iterate. That was, I've done a lot of off-road driving. Nothing crazy. I'm not a rock crawler, but I've done a lot of stuff.
This was stupid.
This was we had like veteran overlanders and off-roaders with us that were very uncomfortable with what we had to go through today. It was not your average trail.
Michael hung off the side of a JK, pulling a trailer with a rooftop tent while he did this obstacle
Just to keep it from
as
flipping over.
extra leverage.
Yeah.
Hanging off the side of it.
Yeah, outside of the cliff.
Just hanging off the side of it. I don't even have words. I couldn't watch. I
She
took
didn't
the
watch
dogs
a lot
for
of
a
it.
walk. I couldn't even. I was so sick to my stomach.
And it sounds stupid, but we knew what we were doing, and we put a lot of time into that trail repair, so it wasn't like we had anything. We say that now that we made it, but that's the goal when you do overlanding, is not to do something stupid, it's to get out of hairy situations when you have to, with how these rigs are set up. And it just takes knowledge, and it takes just patience and calculations, and move as slow as possible, fast as necessary.
We were really fortunate.
We had a lot of good people with us.
We had a lot of good
knowledge.
people and a lot of good drivers, and we learned a lot about cooking and just things to add onto our tent and trucks to make life simpler, which is going to be good for the 2.5 weeks that we're going to be.
So funny little food for thought. This time last year was the Overland Expo, or the Northwest Overland Expo in Plain, Washington. We went to it, and that was a game changer for Rebecca, because she decided now she needs her own Land Cruiser, and it just really got her into driving, and it really just got her into the soul of this, as opposed to just being a passenger. This year, we did not go to the expo. We felt we kind of knew our setup. We were more into trying to test our skills before we go to the Arctic Circle. And it was a game-changing weekend. We met people who were at the Overland Expo and said this was what we were doing was way more fun than the expo was.
They were bored
it was
after
the highlight of
a day,
week.
and they ran across us on the trail, and we're hearing stories of these crazy people that were up trying to traverse this cliffside, and they were like, oh, we got to go check it out, and some of them were like, oh, we need to turn around, because they're using winches, but a winch was never used. It was pulled out for safety purposes, but it was never used.
No, we did a good job. But what I was getting at is this was another game-changing journey for us. Like,
just a reset.
It was a reset. It did teach us that we don't know everything at all. We think we have our setup right, but we don't, and it's something that we're always going to be constantly changing, and so there's no reason to get cocky about that. And it also taught us about the community, which is something we've never really paid any attention to, because it's always been about just us getting away from everybody. But then you meet these people that are just incredible, and they're the people you want to hang out with. So it was good. It was another reset, game-changing experience for us.
Yeah.
The same, a year from last year. So that's all I got.
All I got.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted. I think, we got a lot to do in the next 6 weeks. I got to build a trailer. I got to build a couple bumpers. And I got to outfit auxiliary batteries, water, and air systems on Rebecca's Land Cruiser, so I'll keep you guys all posted on how that goes. So
just make sure you follow our Instagram page. There will be more stuff on there, and on our personal pages too, if you want.
Yeah.
We can't keep it to one part.
Yeah. Alrighty. You guys have a good weekend. Thank you.
All right. We're going to go eat some grub. Have a good weekend, guys.